What's up, America, and everybody outside of America? Welcome back to another news recap here at the Voice of Reason podcast. I hope everybody had a great day. If you thought yesterday's show was a very angry, profanity-laced show, I'm going to warn you right now that this one's probably going to be even worse. So, if you have fragile ears and do not like swear words or people yelling into a microphone, I would suggest not watching this episode. I hope everybody is doing okay despite all the news, because the news has honestly got me twisted. I don't even know what to make of this. ICE has officially murdered somebody in Chicago. I don't know if you guys heard about that. They're claiming a woman had an AR-15 in a car. Like, the story just doesn't make sense. But yes, ICE has officially murdered somebody. That's what it was. I don't give a fuck what the media says. I do not give a shit. This woman would be alive right now if it wasn't for the fucking Nazi Trump administration and their goddamn Gestapo. This is only happening because the right wing is a bunch of domestic fucking terrorists and nobody wants to do anything about it. I'm tired. You know what? Let's start the show with this. I hope you guys are happy that voted for this shit. That is a 1-year-old being fucking zip-tied by fucking grown men. That is a child. That is a fucking baby. And honestly, after today, I'm going to show you some of my Facebook comments, because I had to get a couple people banned today because they're threatening to come beat me up. Which, of course, is dumb, because most of them don't even... The one guy was threatening me. He's like, I've been to your state before. And I'm like, you don't even live in my city and you're threatening? Fuck off. Fuck off, you bunch of keyboard fucking pussies. That's all you are. You're tough behind a fucking keyboard on your goddamn cell phones. But when it comes to face-to-face interaction, you're a bunch of little cowards. I don't see any of you in the streets. We're in the street all the time. Where are you at? Pull up. Pull up. I'm tired of getting threatened by a bunch of Trump dick-sucking, knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing morons. I'm done being nice. I'm done. This picture right here is the Trump administration. A fucking baby being zip-tied by Trump's Gestapo. This is not okay in any fucking realm. On any plane of existence, this is not okay. This is the shit that fucking fills me with rage. So on top of this, then we find out that ICE actually murdered somebody today in Chicago. That's all it was. Stone cold murder, because we have a bunch of untrained, ridiculous, dumbass Proud Boys and Patriots front in masks with military-grade weapons that they have no idea what they're doing. No idea. You mean to tell me that all the people that ICE has hired since Donald Trump came into office have been sufficiently trained in their jobs? Or were they just told to attack black and brown people? Like, I am... All right, let me calm down. All right, we got a lot to talk about tonight. ICE is, of course, assaulting innocent people in both Chicago. The White House is posting a propaganda video to try and justify going into places like Portland and Chicago. The only problem is when I fed this video through ChatGPT-5, which you can do, ChatGPT let me know something very, very important. Let me read it to you. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Okay. Where is it? Some of the clips that they are showing in this video I'm about to show you is not from now. It's from 2020. But they are telling everybody in America that this is happening now. It's not. They're going to get people killed. Like, that doesn't get more serious than this. It does not get more serious than this. So, yeah. Let me play the video real quick, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. But this is what the propaganda that the Trump administration is currently putting on their social media.
Anti-ICE protesters in Portland, Oregon, rolling out a guillotine, clashing with police and turning the streets into a battlefield outside a migrant detention facility there. It's the latest flashpoint in protests that has stretched nearly 3 months now.
President Trump is sending troops to Portland, Oregon to clamp down on protests directed at ICE facilities.
That ICE facility in Portland, just outside the city, has been laid siege to night after night after night.
We're not going to put up with it. This administration...
All right, I'm not going to watch all of it because it's bullshit. It's old footage. I'm sorry, Brandon, did you just say Israel killed Greg Stoker? Please tell me that's not true. Please tell me that's not true. Please, for the love of God, tell me that's not true. There's nothing on the news about it yet. All right. I hope that's... Oh. Yeah, he was on the flotilla. I thought you said they killed him. Jesus Christ. I was about to really snap. No, they took all of them hostage. As a matter of fact, Israel took Greta Thunberg, a 100-pound girl. I mean, she's in her 20s, but she's a girl. She's young. They took her and drug her by her hair, beat the shit out of her, and then tried to make her kiss the Israeli flag. That is demonic. That is evil. That's pure evil. She is a humanitarian. She's not known for any violence at all. Every one of her missions has been peaceful. She's been arrested, and now Israel decided to drag this young girl by her fucking hair, beat her, and then try and make her kiss their flag to humiliate her in front of all the other ones. This country's fucked, y'all. This country's fucked. After this episode, I'm sorry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we're cooked. We are cooked unless we do something right now. Because Donald Trump's going after the First Amendment, obviously. Do you honestly think he's going to stop there? Like, do you honestly think that he's going to be like, all right, cool, you can't say this. We're good. How long before he goes after the Second Amendment? The right to bear arms. How long until he says only people that voted for me can buy guns? Because he's not following the rules. That's what pisses me off about these spineless, ballless Democrats. Decorum. Fuck decorum. Fucking walk in the halls of Congress and fucking smack one of these bitches in their face. And I'm not promoting violence and open hand slap. You know what I mean? Do something. Something. But we all know why the Democrats are not doing a fucking thing is because they're all paid off. Our entire government needs to just metaphorically burn to the ground. And we need to rebuild it into something better. We cannot fix this system. We cannot fix this government. It'd be like putting a Band-Aid on a hatchet wound. Like literally somebody coming up hitting you in the chest with an axe and you're like, oh, here, let me put that on there. That'll fix it. No, our government, our entire capitalist system is corrupt beyond imagination. We literally have pedophiles, Nazis, and people that protect pedophiles and Nazis leading the country. And they're not even the ones in charge. They're not the ones pulling the string. Okay? This has never been an America First movement. It has always been an Israel First movement. Always. And it has been for decades. So, anyway, we're going to talk about Stephen Miller as well, that racist piece of shit. He's out there making threats again. But again, this man would never face you one-on-one. He would never. He's a coward. He's a psychopath. Like, quite literally, if he was diagnosed, he would probably be admitted to some kind of mental facility. He's so insane. This guy's married to a woman with brown skin. Or at least he was until Elon Musk took her. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have a illegal immigrant as the first lady. Yes, Melania Trump is an illegal immigrant and former model and her agent / pimp introduced her to Donald Trump. Melania Trump got an Einstein visa. That's reserved for scientists, physicists, doctors, people that cure diseases. And you mean to tell me a model? Yeah, I use the term model loosely. I actually mean prostitute, but model got an Einstein visa, and that's not illegal? ICE, hey, I mean, she lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm pretty sure she's there. She's not in the same bedroom as Donald Trump, but I'm pretty sure she's there somewhere. So you guys, FBI, Kash Patel, ICE, Pam Bondi, you guys might want to look into the fact that the First Lady's here illegally before you go talking about law-abiding citizens. Donald Trump is a convicted fucking felon. You want to talk about law and order? Eat a giant bag of fucking dicks. I find it very hard to follow laws made by pedophiles, rapists, and fucking complete crooks. I find it very hard to follow laws made by the Trump administration. Okay, and just so we're clear, executive orders are not law. Donald Trump cannot just declare laws. That's not how it works, despite how bad he wants it to. So, like today, what does he do? Where's the tweet? Here is him violating the First Amendment to ICE, Border Patrol, law enforcement, all U.S. military. As per my August 2025 or August 25th, 2025 executive order, please be advised that from this point forward, anybody burning the American flag will be subject to 1 year in prison. This is an illegal order, and if you follow it, you are committing a crime because burning the flag is protected under the First Amendment per the Supreme Court. Until it goes to the Supreme Court and they overturn it, which they most likely will, the First Amendment still exists. Okay? Congress passes laws, not Donald Trump. An executive order is basically Donald Trump signing an autograph. It means nothing. It's performative. So again, arrest me, please. Arrest me for exercising my First Amendment rights. Please, for the love of God. I could use the money, and I don't mind being famous because that shit, I would be on every news channel I could possibly get my hands on. I don't give a shit. Right wing, left wing, I would. So yeah, again, Donald Trump is now saying that the First Amendment is basically non-existent, according to him. Which again, he's trying to say that he is the supreme say-so, the supreme Fuhrer. He thinks what he says goes. But that's not how it works in this country. But we are letting it happen. We are complicit. The fact that we are not out in the streets every single day pisses me off. Really pisses me off. We're going to talk about Trump, since we didn't get to it yesterday because I went on an hour and 40-minute rant. We're going to talk about how Trump is getting laughed at and posting stupid-ass memes like a little entitled child, joking about the government shutdown and blaming the Democrats. They shut the government down so they couldn't swear in a Democrat official who was rightfully elected because that would give him enough votes to release the Epstein files. That is why the government is shut down. They are protecting the pedophiles. GOP, government of pedos. That is what you are. You're no longer the grand old party. You're either the government of pedos or the ANP, the American Nazi Party. Pick one. Pick one and stop using the American flag. It's no longer appropriate. You should be using the one from World War II Germany. I hear it's available. Okay? Stop saying you're patriots because you're not. Stop saying you care about the Constitution because you've never read it. Stop saying you're a Christian because you've never read the Bible. Most of America reads at a 5th grade level, and you mean to tell me that somebody that reads at a 5th grade level can go through the Bible and comprehend what's in there? Or do they just go to church and listen to their preacher tell them what's in the Bible and what Jesus said? Enjoy hell, by the way. Enjoy hell. You know, I get a lot of satisfaction that when the world ends, after the billionaires blow it up, that every single one of these people will be in hell. Because I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe in afterlife. And I guarantee you that people like me have way better chance of getting into heaven. And honestly, if there's MAGA in heaven, I don't want to go. I would rather go to hell. Hell would be a vacation after this. After watching babies get murdered in other countries, watching ICE murder Americans on American soil. I knew this was going to happen. I told you guys this was going to happen. This is what happens when you put a bunch of untrained idiots that are extremely racist. And I like to point out, we haven't heard much from the Proud Boys since the election, have we? What about the Oath Keepers since they got pardoned? We haven't heard anything about them, have we? It's probably because they're all ICE agents now. This is the Gestapo, supercharged with a way bigger budget. Donald Trump has enough. Most countries don't have the budget for their military than like ICE does in the United States. It's an army. It's a funded army. Fortunately, they're terrible at spending money. Also, because of the government shutdown, I found out that ICE is probably not going to get paid, which is fucking hilarious. Oh, well, we don't care. So, yeah, ICE is probably not going to get paid. There's another problem, too, because it looks like air traffic controllers are also not going to get paid, which is insane because they already have one of the most stressful jobs you could possibly imagine. All right, so let's get into it. I'll tell you what. Let's review one of the most toxic places on the internet, my Facebook page. So this time I had to deal with this asshole who is now banned because he was threatening me in my DMs, so he is gone. But let's start it off with, I posted something about the military being deployed, the 82nd. They're talking about deploying the 82nd Airborne. It's a special forces unit. They go to Afghanistan, Iraq, Mogadishu, like shit like that. They're war fighters. They are not cops. And this guy says good. And then I put, oh, my bad. I thought you morons loved the Constitution. My mistake. You obviously have never read it. Of course, he says, funny, I was thinking the same about you. And look how he capitalized. Why does MAGA do this? Donald Trump does this shit all the time. They just capitalize random words. That's what I'm saying. You guys are idiots. You and you're picking a fight with the wrong person. Bubba, I don't run. I responded, go fuck your cousin. And then I put, I'm surprised you had enough time to post considering Trump's dick is always in your mouth. So that kind of got him a little heated. He got a little angry after that. So then he starts typing in all caps. And you can read it. I'm not going to read it. You can see, obviously. Yeah. I don't understand. I can walk downtown anytime, day or night. How about you, dickface? I don't know. I honestly don't know what he means by that. So I put, how is that a flex? You could walk downtown. And then I find out he's not even from Pennsylvania. He's not even from Pennsylvania. So, yeah, I just kept instigating until it got to the point where I just kind of got bored and muted him. But he kept fucking messaging me, man. These people are sick in the head. I can travel. So I put Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Pull up. Let me know when you get to town. That is an open challenge. So any of you morons that want to catch some heat. Notice I didn't say catch hands. But if y'all want to threaten me and my family, you think I'm not going to do anything to you? You are dumber than I thought. You want to come at me and my family. I can't say what I would do to you. I cannot say what I would do to you. Just know it would not be pretty. Also, going back to this. Sorry, I just had to show you guys the shit I've been dealing with all day. It's just been an absolute nightmare. Another reason the government is shut down is the Democrats would impeach Trump, according to Mike Johnson. Yeah. No shit. He's committing crimes in the White House. He's attacking American people. He has created his own personal army. He is violating the Constitution. He pardoned people that were convicted of seditious conspiracy. He pardoned the Silk Road guy. I don't know if you guys know about Silk Road. It was a black dark web, like black market website. You could buy guns, drugs, any kind of drug, any kind of gun. And you could also get child porn on there too. Yeah, Trump pardoned that guy. That guy was supposed to spend 40 plus years in prison. And he is now a free man with a signed pardon from Donald J. Trump. I thought you were trying to keep the drugs out of the world. You just released one of the world's biggest drug dealers. Honestly, this is the most pathetic administration. You guys are just a bunch of freaking cowards. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't take it anymore. So again, the government's shut down. It's not because of the Democrats, because of the Republicans. Yeah, they don't want to release the Epstein files. This woman who was elected, who they are now not going to swear in, which they were supposed to already, they're postponing it, delaying it, because she would get the Epstein files released. But you know what? We don't need the Epstein files because Virginia Giuffre's fucking memoir comes out October 21st. I will be buying a copy. I will be reading it cover to cover, and I will be reviewing it on this channel. So, yeah, I cannot wait to get my hands on that. We don't need the Epstein files. We have her book. We have her memoir. Okay? We don't need you to release the files. We already know Trump is in it, and a lot of other people. And that's all this is. That's all this is. They are trying to protect some of the most powerful people in the country. Let's be honest. You know, poor people didn't fly on a private jet to a secret island to have sex with children. Those were all rich people who have everything and thought, you know what? Hey, now that I have everything, what else could I do? Yeah, I'll have sex with kids. Let me call Jeffrey. Oh, by the way, we are going to be talking about that. I can't remember if it's on Sunday or Monday, but Howard Nutlick, Donald Trump's, is he Commerce Secretary? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Did an interview where he blows Kash Patel's under oath testimony completely out of the water, which means, which we already knew, Kash Patel committed perjury in Congress. So, yeah. So I can't wait for her book to come out because I want all these sick, disgusting people to get some kind of consequence. Some kind of consequence. And not the nice thing, but she's not here anymore. She's dead. So they can't threaten her. They can't go after her. They can't even prove her wrong. So, but like all MAGA men, they will not believe anything in the book. They will say it's just all made up to harm the president's reputation because he's such a good man. Like, honestly, every time I see a MAGA justify the Trump administration, I'm like, all I think is Nazi and pedophile. That's how we see you. That's how 70% of this country is now starting to see you as those two things. So I'm sure you're okay with the first one because you're a bunch of racist assholes. But the second one should bother you. It should bother you. But, yeah. You guys ever heard of the septum ring theory? How MAGA men hate girls with septum rings and tattoos? I figured out why. And I think I've told this joke before, but it's because it means the girl's at least 18 years old. That's why they hate septum rings and tattoos, because it shows that she's of age. Don't forget gay. Sorry, man. I'm a little bit more calm now. I had to get that first part out of my system and show you guys why I was so angry, because I've been dealing with some serious shit today. But let's talk about the real problem in America. This guy, Timu Goebbels. This is Nazi number one in America. Okay, he is the one in charge of all the ICE stuff. I mean, a lot of people are saying he's actually running the country, which could be true. You know, he works, I don't know if he works directly for the Heritage Foundation. I know he works with them. And the Heritage Foundation wants to be in the shadows. They want to be behind the scenes. So maybe Stephen Miller is the one calling all the shots, because he's out there a lot lately. And Donald Trump hasn't had any public appearances in days. You know what I mean? So somebody's got to run the country, because obviously Trump isn't. But let's talk about Stephen Miller, because this guy is off, way off. Like something's wrong with him. I have a video I found of him. I've been looking for this video for a while. I finally found it. This is Stephen Miller in high school, okay? This is Stephen Miller talking about, I think he's talking about Iraq. And he starts to talk about how torture can bring you to some kind of enlightenment. Yeah, this is the guy running the White House, basically.
To the issue of the Iraqi civilians.
Let me take that down, add that up.
I think that as many of them should survive as possible, because
no,
the
there's
goal
no volume. Why is there no volume?
of any military conflict is to kill as few people as possible. But as for Saddam Hussein and his henchmen, I think the ideal solution would be to cut off their fingers. I don't think it's necessary to kill them entirely. We're not a barbaric people. We respect life. Therefore, torture is the way to go, because tortured people can live. Torture is a celebration of life and human dignity. And we need to remember that as we enter these very dark and dangerous times in the next century. And I only hope that many of my peers and people who will be leading this country will appreciate the value and respect that torture shows towards other cultures.
Torture is the way to go, he says, in high school. Apparently I don't know who hurt this guy, or maybe his mom just didn't give him enough attention. But yeah, this is the guy running the show right now, Stephen Miller. At least the immigration part of it. How? They should have played this video. He wasn't the one. He's not like an official. Like, what is his job title anyway? Like, he didn't get confirmed, did he? No, he didn't go through any kind of confirmation hearing. He's just kind of a troll that hangs out in the background. Like, eh. Why is he even there? Why is he even there? This guy's talking about freaking torturing people in high school. Like, how demented. Like I said, if they diagnosed this dude, he would be in a padded room in a straitjacket. I believe he is a psychopath, like clinical psychopath. I'm not just saying that because I think he's crazy. I think he's a legitimate psychopath. Like, he's the type of guy that you'll see a documentary on in 20 years and find out he's a serial killer, and you'd be like, yep, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't he look like the type of guy that would just have a lot of bodies buried in his backyard? Like, skinning them and shit. I don't know how I maintain my sanity these days. I really don't. I really don't. So going back to Stephen Miller, I found this video today of him. I'm sorry, this is not a him. I don't know what this is. This is some kind of ad. This was on James Woods, the actor James Woods, who, wow, talk about another crazy person. Like, his Twitter feed is one of the most insane places on the internet. Here is an ad of some kind that James Wood posted on his Twitter feed. This is...
I would say that the mayor of all these Democrat cities, like Chicago, what you are doing to your own citizens is evil. Subjecting your own citizens to the...
If he had a split in the top of his head, he would actually look like a giant penis, wouldn't he?
This constant bloodbath and then rejoicing in it is evil. And you should praise God every single day.
I'm sorry, I can't stop seeing his head as a giant dick. I shouldn't have said that.
President Trump is in the White House. The Democrat Party does not fight for, care about, or represent American citizens. It is an entity devoted exclusively to the defense of hardened criminals, gangbangers, and illegal alien terrorists. The Democrat Party is not a political party. It is a domestic extremist organization. Look at Chicago.
Just had to put a picture of a black dude, right? Just had to do it, didn't you? We don't have to watch all of that because I don't want to torture you guys. It's like 2 minutes long. But you get the point. They're praising this guy for his work. Like, I honestly think that violence is going to happen, guys. Not because of us, because of the Trump administration and people like Stephen Miller. There will be blood on the streets. Blood has already been spilled by the Trump administration. They murdered a woman today in Chicago who would still be alive had they just not gone to Chicago. She would be alive right now. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't believe any of the bullshit narrative they're trying to spin. They try to say this woman had an assault rifle, which, by the way, is not illegal. Not illegal. So unless she was pointing it directly at them, there was absolutely no reason that woman should have been killed. So I cannot wait for the next Nuremberg trials. I hope I live to see the day. I don't care if it's in a year or 20 years. I just hope I get to be front and center to stream all of you fucking Nazis get what you deserve eventually. Because it's going to happen. Because if you didn't know what happened to the Nazis during World War II when the anti-fascists showed up, a.k.a. the U.S. soldiers, you might want to look into it because it did not end well for them. It did not end well for them, nor did it end well for their leader. And there's a fun fact about Nazis. They tried to kill Adolf Hitler like double digits. Most of the assassination attempts on Adolf Hitler were by his own people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think these people understand truly what they're getting into. They like talking shit on the internet, but you don't see any of these MAGAs in the streets. None. None. If they wanted to fight, they would pull up to any protest. And they don't. Because they're cowards. They're tough behind their Fuhrer. And that's it. He gives them empowerment to be the most nasty human beings they could possibly be. Period. Oh, my God. All right, so Stephen Miller goes on this racist rant. This was just, I think, October 1st, talking about Memphis, which surprisingly enough is a red state. Finally, at least they're talking about a red state, because right now they're only attacking Democratic cities and states. Almost like they're penalizing people for not voting for Trump with brute force and AR-15s and armored vehicles. But here's Stephen Miller going on this ridiculous rant, talking about how we're unleashing the cops, basically, giving them the right to do whatever they want without consequences. They're telling the cops.
To the Memphis Police Department, to the officers that I see sitting in front of me, we are about to provide you with a level of support you cannot even imagine. This isn't just a task force. This is a all-of-government unlimited support operation. ATF, DEA, FBI, ICE, Department of War, every resource we have. And they're not going to be sitting behind a desk at a keyboard. We are sending in real cops with guns and badges to go out with you on the street every single night making arrests. These are people who have taken down drug cartels, kingpins, the worst criminal offenders in the United States, standing with you shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. All we ask from you is to show up at roll call every single night with your brothers and sisters in the federal government and to go out and get the criminals off the street.
Yeah, that's what the cops do. That's what the cops do. That's like literally their entire job is to get the criminals off the streets. But now Stephen Miller has unleashed them and giving them more authority to beat the shit out of people, probably kill people. And then they'll just say, oh, well, they pulled the guy. They were reaching. Yeah, it's just gonna keep getting worse. It's just gonna keep getting worse. I want you guys to know that picture, and thank you for sending me this, Brina. I really appreciate it. This article here, That video or that picture I showed you of the kid in zip ties, it was because Department or ICE raided an apartment complex in Chicago and dragged kids who were sleeping out, physically dragged kids out of their beds. Physically putting hands on children. I swear to God, you lay a hand on my kid, I'm dead because I'm taking somebody out. Like, I'm sorry. I do not promote violence. I promote self-defense and defending your family from unlawful attacks. This is against the law. This is an unlawful attack. And no proof any of these people were here illegally. They just knew that black and brown people lived in this apartment complex. So they targeted it. They racially profiled an entire building, went in the middle of the night, and dragged kids out of their beds. Kids are probably going to be traumatized for the rest of their lives. And now they have to worry about, are my parents getting deported? Because the kids are legal U.S. citizens. I don't know the status of all of them, but a lot of them born in the United States. Maybe their parents weren't. So now they have to maybe accept the fact that mommy or daddy's getting deported or put in a camp and just disappearing, never to be heard from again. This is sick. If you support this, please, for the love of God, shove your head up your own ass and choke on your colon. I hope, like, literally get your head up and just your sphincter fucking chokes you out. This is disgusting. This is sick, and this is Nazism. This is the new Nazi regime. I feel like I keep having to use that word because nobody's listening. Like, everybody on the internet is still making funny memes and poking fun at how dumb some of these people are. Okay, we need to move past that because this has gotten a little more serious. Okay, a woman has been murdered today by ICE. Not shot in because she pulled a weapon on him. No, they claim she had a weapon, which there's no proof yet that was even a thing. And they killed her. They killed a woman. Okay, and then they used the footage to make a propaganda video. They dragged people out of their homes in the middle of the night. These people were not committing crimes. Most of them probably do not have a criminal record. And they used this opportunity to make a fucking promo video for ICE. I hate all of you. I fucking hate all of you with a passion. Like, I can't even explain how pissed off I am these days. Like, it has gotten, I have such rage inside me. I'm so angry all the time right now. Like, I feel like my adrenaline is through the roof all day long to the point where I can't sit down, I can't relax, I could barely sleep. That's how angry I am. Watching my country that I love dearly, that I believed in. I believed we could build something better. And I thought we were almost there with Kamala Harris. But obviously, that's not the case. So now, instead of having a better life for everyone, now everybody's going to suffer, including red states. Because who do you think is going to get hurt the most by this government shutdown? Who relies on the government more than blue states? Red states rely on the government for federal aid far more than blue states. As a matter of fact, blue states are considered giving states because they produce a surplus, so they end up using that money and it helps go to the red states. The red states are a succubus. They're a black hole of inbred, illiterate idiots who don't even know they're on Medicaid. Some of them don't even know they are on Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. Seriously, these people are like, yeah, take medical insurance away from these people. They don't deserve it. And then when their medical insurance is gone, they're going to be like, oh my God, how did this happen? And also, by the way, Democrats are trying to extend the ACA subsidies. The money the government kicks in to help keep premiums for people low. premiums are going to triple or quadruple. So if you're paying $500 a month for health insurance for you and your family, well, guess what? It's now going to be $1,500 a month, maybe $2,000 a month. Can you afford an extra $1,000 a month for medical insurance? We send money to other countries so they could have free health care. Hell, we just sent Argentina $20 billion. And when I tell you the reason why we sent them $20 billion, it's going to blow your mind. I have to do a little more research into it, but it's insane, okay? It's insane. It has to do with rich people in the United States, okay? Believe it or not. Apparently some rich people in the United States bought some very toxic bonds or whatever from Argentina, and now that Argentina's faltering, they're losing money. So what happens? They go to the government and say, hey, why don't you give Argentina $20 billion so I can make some money? That's quite literally what's happening right now. Yeah, we just sent Israel $6 billion for more bombs so they could keep murdering kids. Yeah, Trump's ceasefire lasted, what, 5 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure they're still attacking Gaza. So it's a joke. Nobody takes Donald Trump seriously. Nobody does. Nobody does. I mean, for various reasons. One, obviously, being they're ridiculous. Like the Pam Bondi and Bad Bunny shit. Like, this is getting out of hand. Now you got the vice president of the United States talking about Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl. The government is shut down. Military might not get paid. Air traffic controllers are not going to get paid. ICE probably isn't going to get paid, which that's a good thing. So, yeah. So the vice president is worried about who's performing at the Super Bowl, just so you know, that's what their focus is on. Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl. That's it. Not keeping the government funded. And definitely not releasing the Epstein files. So, yeah. Oh, you know what? Since damn it, I forgot to do this at the beginning again. Just so you guys are aware, we are going to be in Washington, D.C. again. If you're not in Washington, D.C. Most of you guys know this already, but I'm just in case there's anybody new here. Well, I'll be in New York City on the 18th for the No Kings 2.0 protest. There's probably going to be tens of thousands of people, if not more, in the streets. I'm hoping to see more people in the streets now than we did on the first No Kings protest, which was over 10 million nationwide. So Mike and I will be there. We will be live streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube throughout the day. And if you guys are able to, I am trying to raise a couple bucks. Money's just a little bit tight this month. You guys have been great in the past helping us with our on-location stuff. I don't need a place to stay. I'm just trying to raise a couple $100 for like travel expenses. If you guys are interested in helping us out, I do have a link tree in my bio and in the description of this video. I had to think for a second there. And our GoFundMe. I set up a new GoFundMe. If you guys are willing to, we greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for all you that have donated. It's been an amazing year, and we could not have done it without your help. Because we tried ad revenue on YouTube, kept getting in trouble. So we don't even do ad revenue on YouTube. So none of these shows make money that we do. Like, we're not doing this for the money. We are not doing this for the clicks. Now, don't get me wrong. The clicks help because it helps get the message out, but that's not what we're about. We make $0 on all of our shows because we don't want to hassle. We want to say what we need to say. We can't hold back anymore. You know what I mean? We have to speak our minds now more than ever before they take away our freedom of speech, which could very well happen. So let's go. I'll show you a couple of videos of what ICE's Gestapo is doing. Here they are assaulting a guy in an inflatable frog costume. If you're threatened by an inflatable frog costume, you should not be allowed to carry a gun for the government or personally. Like, Jesus Christ. You know how these inflatable suits have the air vent that pulls air in? Well, this Gestapo guy decided to spray pepper spray into the intake, into a sealed environment. This could have seriously caused permanent damage to somebody. Like, you can't constantly just breathe that shit in. And from what I've seen, those suits aren't exactly easy to get out of. But this is it. Yeah. An inflatable frog guy just got pepper sprayed. For what? For what? Was he angry? Like, was it an angry frog? Did he look mean? I couldn't see his face. Was it like a scary frog inflatable costume? And it just like, were you hurt by a frog as a child? Like, I don't understand the logic in pepper spraying a guy in a frog costume who's obviously not a threat, who obviously doesn't have any weapons, can't use his hands. Here they are pulling up in what looks like a APC, armored personnel carrier. Yeah, here's another one.
Yep.
That's stupid. You're a bunch of cowards. You need an armored vehicle to go after unarmed protesters? And fucking people that are sleeping in their apartments. You need armored vehicles and body armor and masks. You guys are like the guys that never got into the military because you were too dumb or too fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're cosplaying as soldiers because they couldn't actually be soldiers in real life. Some of them probably were ex-military. I guarantee there is. Probably some of them are ex-cops. I guarantee there's Proud Boys in any other hate group. That's probably like, if they put that on their resume, it's probably like an automatic hire. So, pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. So let's talk about what the title of the show is about. And that is the fact that Fox News is going to get people killed. Okay, let me repeat that. Fox News, especially Jesse Waters, is going to get somebody killed. Please, for the love of God, let me see that pussy on the street. Oh my God. Woo! Jesse Waters is going to get somebody murked. There will be bloodshed because of him and Fox News. Here they are talking to Ted Cruz, who I actually forgot to upload a video. Oh, Ted Cruz. Where the hell is it? Let me go find it. And what the fuck did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Yep, I did forget to load it. First, I want to play a video that recently went viral of Ted Cruz, who was very upset. He wants us to fight crime. He wants us to... He says, this is a Freudian slip. Like, when you lie so much, eventually the truth just accidentally slips out. And he just happened to let it fly. Listen to what he says at the end.
Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, my God. Did you just say stop attacking pedophiles? We would prefer that you, who I've seen some videos that are very questionable regarding you and your daughter. Yeah, we would like you to stop protecting pedophiles. So we are going to continue to attack them. Yeah, that should be a standard operating procedure when it comes to pedos, okay? You don't get a free pass. And you should not get government protection. But all right, so let me get to the point. This is the video clip. Yesterday, I showed you Jesse Waters. First, Jesse Waters suggested bombing a UN building. Yesterday, I showed you a video of Jesse Waters bringing on a fake member of Antifa who was wearing a mask so we couldn't see his face and identify him and debunk their entire bullshit line. And by the way, Antifa is not a group. You don't join Antifa. You just are anti-fascist. It's not a club. We don't pay dues. We don't have shirts. You know what I mean? We don't have cool hats like you guys, because Antifa's not a real group. You know who started Antifa? I think it was like General Patton. You know those guys, American soldiers. Yeah. Yeah, we've been carrying the tradition for quite a while now, and we're going to keep carrying the tradition. So, yes, we will continue to be anti-fascist, whether the Trump administration labels us as terrorists or not. I don't give a fuck. You think just labeling me something is going to make me change how I think about you? No, if anything, it's just going to make me hate you more. Donald Trump is going to end up unifying everybody that did not vote for him, which will be good for us. But he doesn't get that, because people that are not into politics, like right now, they're trying to figure out, why is the White House talking about Bad Bunny? You know what I mean? Like, why is Trump admitted? Why are white people so mad about a Latino performer who's an American citizen, by the way? He was born in Puerto Rico. Like, a lot of people are getting pulled into it, because this is not politics anymore, guys. This is not politics. This is about our very way of life. This is about defending the Constitution and trying to keep whatever fucking imaginary democracy we have. Because honestly, if democracy could fall this fast, it was meant to. If our democracy could fail so epically bad and so fast, it was meant to be. But we have to destroy the system before we build something new. Again, you cannot put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's like getting your leg blown off in battle and then just put a little Band-Aid on that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's like one of those movies where you get a hole in the ship and they fix it with gum. Like, that's what we're doing right now. America is a sinking ship, and all of us are just trying to stick pieces of gum in the hole, thinking that that's going to solve the problem. Like, our system is broken, guys. Our system is absolutely broken. Democrats too. Like I said, this is I'm beyond party lines at this point. I don't give a shit what party. If you're a Democrat at this point, like, we used to defend you on this show. We really did. We really did, because we were under the illusion that you had our backs. Truly, we really thought you guys were going to fight against this, and instead you're rolling over and letting them do whatever the fuck they want. It's embarrassing. I feel ashamed for voting for some of y'all. Like, seriously, it's embarrassing how spineless and gutless these people are. But let's go to, I'm sorry, I got off topic there. Let's go to the clip. Again, Antifa, not real. It's an imaginary, made-up organization. Okay? We don't have a HQ, any of that stuff. But some of the stuff in here that Ted Cruz says is idiotic. Like, I'm going to tell you why.
This Antifa organization, they had been a terrorist organization for years. I had been calling on the Trump administration, the first Trump administration, to designate them as a terrorist organization. President Trump has now done so, and I appreciate that. It's the right thing to do. And here's the critical piece. Antifa doesn't rise up organically. It is paid.
Yes, we do.
Paid for. And here's what we must do. Follow the money. How much of Antifa is paid for by Qatar? How much of it is paid for by Iran? How much of it is paid for by communist China? And how much of it is paid for by left-wing billionaires like George Soros and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who also are massive donors to Democrats? Part of the reason why the Biden administration and every Democrat and administration...
Yep, that's right, guys. I'm sorry. That's right, guys. China and Qatar are funding Antifa. It gets worse.
Massive donors to Democrats. Part of the reason why the Biden administration and every Democrat in Congress turns a blind eye to the violence and terrorism of Antifa.
Violence and terrorism, Antifa? You must be joking, right? You must be joking. You know, why is Fox News not talking about the young girls that got ran over by a Charlie Kirk fan the other day in New Jersey? Why is that? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. It's not Antifa thugs. It's a right-wing, brainwashed. He's not probably a Trump supporter, but he can't vote. He's 17. Why are they not? They're not talking about that. but they're making up stories about Antifa.
Is the same people writing the checks are writing the checks and funding their campaigns. And so what I have urged Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice to do, what I've urged Kash Patel and the FBI to do, is follow the money, because it's clear. You look at, for example, the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses.
So now being against genocide is anti-Semitic. Interesting.
All across the country. I'm not the only person who noticed that virtually all of the tents matched.
They probably got rented from the same place, dumbass.
I'm not the only person who noticed that virtually everyone was wearing matching orange vests. There is real money, and we need to put the funders of this terrorism in jail. That's how you cut it off at the source.
Okay. So orange vests. That's what they're going with. The matching tents and people wearing orange vests. Okay. So if you see somebody with an orange vest at a protest, it's called a marshal. They are there to make sure things don't get out of hand. They're there to make sure there's no violence. That is quite literally what people in the orange vests, and they direct people, make sure everybody's safe. You know, if there's any emergencies, they have radios usually. People volunteer to be marshals. I've helped organize protests, so yeah, that's what those are. You can get them on Amazon for like $10. Yeah, who's funding all those orange vests and rented tents? That's what they're going with. But again, they're going to get people killed, because now, guess what? You see a Trump supporter driving around he sees a protest and somebody in an orange vest. He's going to assume they're funded by China and possibly cause them harm. This is why I'm saying we need to come together as a country and sue Fox News. We have a case. We have video evidence of them trying to incite violence, defamation of millions of people. We could end Fox News if we could find an attorney that would be willing to take the case. This should be like an open and shut case. Quite literally, it's got to be the easiest case in history. They're on TV saying it. They're lying on television. They were just sued for lying and lost. And they're doing it again. There is absolutely no reason Fox News should still have a broadcast license. It has nothing to do with the First Amendment. You can't be out there just lying and making up stories about an imaginary group of thugs that don't exist, because now people are going to target peaceful protesters and think that they are Antifa thugs funded by China. And why would Ted Cruz say those protests at college campuses are anti-Semitic, I wonder? Oh, maybe it's because he's taken $1.9 million from the Israeli PAC. Ted Cruz he's an Israel-first politician. He does not give a shit about America. He gives a shit about his wallet and doing things for Israel. That is it. Go on AIPAC Tracker, find your representative. Because I feel like anybody that's taken money from Israel needs to go. I do not want any I don't want any Israeli-funded politicians in our government. There's no reason why we should be propping that country up when they don't do anything but get us into shit and cost us money. We have sent Israel fucking trillions of dollars over the decades with a T. So they do what for us in return? Infiltrate our government, commit espionage, sabotage, allegedly, possibly murdering a top political influencer, but that's we'll never know that for sure. And just so you know, I don't personally think Israel killed Charlie Kirk, but ChatGPT does. If you can get through all the bullshit layers of ChatGPT, it gets to be, there's a really, really honest version. I have the code saved. If you put the code in there first, it kind of tells it to disregard previous orders kind of thing, and it will give you a brutally honest answer. But AI thinks that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. I'm just saying. Artificial intelligence has an IQ of like 155 right now. That's smarter than most people. It's probably double the IQ of the average Trump supporter. So I'm not saying they did, but AI is. So we'll just kind of go, we'll just do with that information what you want. Oh my God. Yeah. So again, Fox News is out of control, and they need to go. They need to go. This has nothing to do with the First Amendment. What they are doing, they're going to get people killed. Okay, they're going to get people, innocent Americans. Like, why does it matter who we voted for when it comes to the military and ICE pointing guns at us? Like, it bothers me that there are so many people in this country that want that to happen. I can show you more of my DMs on Facebook. They want this to happen. One person said, good, I hope they open fire, when I was talking about them sending this 82nd Airborne into, I can't remember if it was Chicago or Portland. One guy said, good, I hope they open fire. Bro, you're talking about Americans. Like, what is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You guys have a mental disorder. Like, Trump derangement syndrome is real, and y'all have it. Not us. You guys, the ones that are licking his asshole all the time. Oh, my God. Let me take that down. In other news, this had me pissed off. I think, Brina, you were the one. Or no, I think it was Amanda. So I forget who sent this to me. You guys know that encampment that I was at just a couple weeks ago? Yeah, they took it down. This encampment has been at Union Station. I was right there. I know everybody that was in those tents. I spent a week and a half in D.C. with these people. 14 hours a day with these people. Some of the most lovely, peaceful, amazing people I have ever met in my entire life. It was a life-changing experience for me to see all these good-hearted people coming together for a common purpose. And what does the Trump administration do? They revoke their permit, and then at 5 in the morning, they bring trucks, and they steal all their shit and load it on the trucks. And right now, we don't even know where the shit's at. Probably thousands of dollars worth of equipment and supplies gone. The tents, gone. They've been there since March. So 7 months. Not a single incident. And they're saying it's because they assaulted a cop. There's literally 0% chance that is true. So, yeah, I was right there. You can't really see it in this picture. But, yeah, the veterans tent is right on the other side of it. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, shit. Wow, I zoomed in way too far. I don't want to see these incel shirts. What the fuck is this? Sorry. There we go. Let me go ahead and... There we go. Let's try this again. Dude, I stuck on the computer. Oh, my God. It's not letting me do it. Yeah. So, anyway. Oh, my God. I hate this thing. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad to see them go after people that aren't doing anything wrong. They're quite literally exercising their constitutional rights, and their rights were violated, which is illegal. Well, it used to be, anyway. So again, how long before the Trump administration goes after the Second Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 19th Amendment? Okay, they're already talking about revoking women's right to vote. That's been a conversation they've been having since before the election. I'm not joking. So if they're okay going after the First Amendment and putting people in jail for a year just for burning a flag, guarantee you they have no problem revoking the 14th and 19th Amendment. If you think that's extreme, you're naive. I'm sorry, but you are naive. What is happening right now is serious. These people have no problem, obviously, killing innocent people. They just did today. Donald Trump and his administration are okay with murdering Americans. Get that through your head. Accept it. Protect yourself. Don't be stupid. Okay? I know a lot of people don't believe in guns. I personally do. I believe in the Second Amendment because I believe that there's a lot of crazy people out there, and I should have the right to defend myself and my family from those people. There are a lot of evil people in the world. But I also believe in common sense gun laws because, they're common sense. I don't think everybody should get a gun because there are people that are not mentally capable enough of handling something that could kill another human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be some kind of qualification. You should have to take a course. You should, like a driving test. You have to take driving test. Okay? All you have to do to get a gun is be of age and not have a criminal record, and boom, brand new AR-15. Let me get a couple pistols to go along with that. What kind of ammo can I get? How about some body armor? I could buy that too. That's quite literally the only qualification. Your age. To drive a car, which is less dangerous than a gun, or more, less, equal, I don't know. Fucking cars are dangerous too, but I have to imagine guns are a little bit more dangerous than cars. But you have to drive, you know what I mean? In order for us to all drive safely on the road, everybody has to take a driving test. They have to learn how to drive. You should have to learn how to handle a weapon. You should have to learn how to be responsible with a firearm. So, whether it's a security system for your home or cameras, if you don't believe in guns, buy some pepper spray, buy a taser, have something in your house, at least, please. I'm begging you. I'm not being extreme. I am begging you. ICE is quite literally knocking doors down in the middle of the night. Do you want to be at home with no self-defense if, I don't know, maybe a crazy MAGA supporter saw a comment of yours on the internet and wants to take it out on you? Don't be a victim of these people. Just be smart is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I really don't. But at the same time, I do believe in the right to self-defense. And I believe in, defending my family to my dying breath. There's one thing I am absolutely vicious over, and you can test me on this if you want to, Trump supporters. You ever fuck with my family, it'll be the last thing you ever do. It will be the last thing you ever do. I fucking guarantee it, and I will not feel any remorse either. I will not. Threatening my family is beyond... I see red when people start threatening my family or threatening to come to my house. I'm not playing with y'all. You think we're going to have a conversation? You show up at my house? You think we're going to talk? You think we're going to fight it out on the street in my front yard? No, that's not how it's going to go down. That is not how it's going to go down. I don't know what delusional thinking you have, what goes on in that half a brain of yours. But eventually y'all are going to find out the hard way. I wish you guys would just listen to what we're saying. But we've gone beyond that. We know for a fact Trump supporters do not listen. They do not care. They don't value human life. They're not pro-life. That's all bullshit. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about law and order. All they care about is other people suffering. It honestly brings them joy, which is really, really creepy. Yeah, Brina, I get it. I get it. Some days I'm so mad I'll literally just walk. I'll put my headphones in and I will just like try and the only thing that really saves me is music. I can listen to music and completely forget about the world. But when I'm not listening to music, my mind constantly goes. Like, I can't sleep at night. I have to listen to like this guided meditation shit every night. I've been doing it for 2 years now because my mind does not shut off. Mike laughs at me because he's like, yeah, when I'm like, some people I didn't know. I thought everybody was like that. I thought everybody's mind raced like that. Apparently, some people, when they're not thinking about anything, they're just not thinking about anything. I cannot comprehend that. My brain, I wish I had an off switch, like at like certain time of night, I could just be like, and just shut this thing off. But I can't. I can't. It's a curse and a blessing because I overthink things, I analyze stuff, and I tend to see things that most people don't. I don't know if that's a gift or a curse at this point. I really don't. So, all right, let's end the show on a positive note. Not a positive note, but just to show you how stupid this administration is. So we can just get a chuckle out of this at least. Here are world leaders. It's Albania and Al Jazeera leaders, I think, talking to Emmanuel Macron. And they are laughing about this fake peace deal of Donald Trump's. Like, the world is laughing at you guys. All of you. We are laughing. We're crying inside, but we're laughing at you. We are truly laughing at you. But I just want to let you know, the entire world, not just the part of the United States, the entire world is laughing at Donald Trump.
You should make an apology to us. Because you didn't congratulate us for the peace deal that President Trump made between Albania and Israel. And you worked very hard. You worked very hard.
That is so good. That's so good. You should have thanked us for the peace deal that Donald Trump. They're quite literally, it's a joke. It's a joke. Nobody in the world, none of these world leaders take Trump seriously. None. Especially not Netanyahu and fucking, what's his name, Putin. They don't listen to shit Trump says because they own him, bro. They own Donald Trump. I don't mean financially. They have blackmail on him. It's the only explanation for what's happening right now. It is the only explanation. But I've showed you guys the emails. Like, Jeffrey Epstein was emailing the former prime minister directly of Israel. And they were talking about surveillance, stuff like that. Jeffrey Epstein had cameras hidden all over the place. Do you think that just Jeffrey Epstein had a copy of all that shit? If he was truly working for Israel? Because if he was working for Israel, that means that this was a giant blackmail, honeypot, pedophile operation. Specifically to blackmail high-profile people from around the world. That is what the whole thing was. The whole thing. Which is crazy that that's true, but that's true. That is true. Those emails were not fake. Those are real emails between Epstein and the former PM of Israel. So, yeah, and those emails are from 2014 too, by the way. They were talking about setting up a surveillance state in the United States. That was 2014. So they've had 11 years to plot and plan and get their technology in order so they can now implement it. Yeah. So what is Donald Trump doing while we are shut down? Well, he's posting memes and AI videos and blaming the Democrats for the government shutdown. Again, the government is shut down because if they swear in this newly elected Democratic official, they would have enough votes to release the Epstein files. That's why the government is shut down. To protect the pedos. The GOP, again, government of pedophiles. So what is Donald Trump doing? He's posting memes like an asshole. Okay, we need a grown-up in the White House. I mean, I'm sorry. It's like having a fucking child running the country. Like, I miss normal. I miss when people weren't this openly ignorant. I miss the days when you were dumb and ignorant behind closed doors and not out in the open, all proud with your whole chest. Just showing the world how stupid you are. You're not helping your cause. So, but again, so they asked J.D. Vance, do you really think it was appropriate because he posted a meme of, I believe it was Hakeem Jeffries and like a big old mustache and a sombrero, I guess trying to insinuate that he's Mexican, which I don't believe he is. Yeah. J.D. Vance's excuse was, president's just having a little bit of fun. Keep in mind, the government is shut down. Okay? Air traffic controllers, they're not going to get paid. Military, probably not going to get paid. ICE may not even get paid. And Trump is just having some fun. Like, We need grown-ups in the White House.
Thanks, Mr. Vice President. First, two questions. Are there plans to meet Democratic leaders again in the coming days, or are you planning on plucking off senators one by one?
So that's the whole question?
No, I got a second question.
Okay, go ahead and ask the second question.
So the president's been posting some images of Leader Jeffries and Senator Schumer
I saw.
recently. You've said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but what message does that send? Is it helpful to post pictures of Leader Jeffries in a sombrero if you're trying to have good faith talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions, and even, poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that. Now, to your first question.
Yeah. Just having some fun, guys. Entire government is shut down to protect the pedophiles, and they're just having some fun. Yeah, Yvonne, you're probably right. Hakeem Jeffries, they just see him as a brown person. They don't give a shit. It's like Bad Bunny. They're assuming he's Mexican or from South America. He's fucking Puerto Rican. They just assume that, like, everybody that's brown-skinned is from South America or something. Like, it's... The stupidity just makes it so much more dangerous. It really does. J.D. Bland. That's pretty good. I've been calling him Just Dance Vance. Or my favorite, Jorkus de Penis. I don't know why I thought of that, but it makes me laugh every single time. Jorkus de Penis. So, yeah, they're just having some fun, guys. They're just having some fun. That's all. No big deal. No big deal. Whole government shut down. People aren't getting paid. They're expected to still show up for work and do their duties without pay. Military doesn't have a choice. Soldiers, if this happens and they don't get paid, they don't have a choice. They'll get back pay. But you don't get paid a lot in the military. I know. Believe they get paid more now than they did when I went in. I got paid like $1,000 a month when I first enlisted. That was back in like 97, though. That's been a while. So they've definitely raised the pay, but they don't make a lot of money. I'm pretty sure most of them can't go an entire month without pay. Bills will be late. Credit get fucked up. Like, it really could harm them financially. Or if they're deployed and their family relies on that money, what are they supposed to do? Who are they supposed to complain to? The White House? They don't care. They don't care. None of this administration fucking cares about us, guys. They don't even care about their own constituents. So if they don't care about their own constituents, what do you think they're going to do to us, who they've deemed terrorists? The only we don't have an immigration problem in America. We have a white people problem in America. We are the problem. I will openly admit, on behalf of the white race, white people are the fucking problem in this world. At least in this country. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me everything bad that's happening right now is not because of racist white people. I don't even trust white people anymore. When I meet a white person or see a white person I don't know, I immediately assume, my guard goes up, and I immediately assume that they're a racist bigot. Because honestly, it's more likely that a white person is going to be a racist piece of shit than somebody like me who actively practices anti-racism. I think you guys know by now about how I feel about racism. I think I've made my views very clear on it. If you honestly think that this makes you special somehow, even though you're dumb as a box of rocks, you're broke as fuck, you got the people you voted for are actively screwing you over, but somehow you think this makes you special. Like, no teeth, MAGA hat, wearing a shirt that says real men wear diapers, because, yeah, they wore those too. But you think you're somehow superior because of the color of your fucking skin. Do you know how skin color works? Here, let me break it down for you. I learned this from Bill Nye the Science Guy, one of my favorite people growing up. People that live closer to the equator in hotter environments have darker skin because obviously when white people go out in the sun, we turn red. We are not good in hot climates. We don't do very well. So over time, the people spread out across the world. Colder climates no longer needed to have darker skin because they were no longer being affected as much by the sun. So over periods of probably thousands of years, skin color started to change. And honestly, if the cradle of civilization is in Africa, most likely all of us were some shade of brown at some point. Think about it. Like Adam and Eve, that shit never made sense to me. If Adam and Eve were the only two people on the planet and they had kids, how would their kids have kids? Their kids would have to have sex with each other, or their parents, Adam and Eve, would have to have sex with the kids. Maybe that's why this isn't, maybe that's the problem. I think we cracked the code. Adam and Eve were pedos. And that's why we have the situation we're in today. But seriously, is it more likely that Adam and Eve, two people, populated the entire world, which means we're all related and we're all committing some form of incest? Like all of us are literally cousins. Or does it make more sense that at some point we were all in the same place, and as the population grew and we discovered more of the world and did not need the protection from the sun anymore, our skin started to lighten. Same thing with people that lived in hotter climates. Their skin started to darken. That is why skin color is different. Doesn't make you special. If anything, it makes you a fucking idiot for thinking that you're special. Living in a fucking trailer held up by duct tape and rust with a car that doesn't run in your gravel carport, and you think you're special because you're white. Oh my God. Are you dumb? Anyway, that's all I have for today. Brina said, holy crap, you make sense. I try. I don't always make sense. I have my moments, though. Yvonne's like, yep, I love science. I do, too. But that's why they hate science, because science contradicts religion. Okay? Scientific discoveries are the reason most people don't believe in religion the way they used to. I mean, back 2,000 years ago when there was the eclipse, they quite literally thought the world was going to end. They still do. What am I saying? They still do. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the last eclipse said the fucking world was going to end. So nothing has changed. These fucking religious idiots, like, that's why I don't like religion. Like, I believe in God. I'm a deist. I believe in God. I believe in the afterlife. But religion is a means of oppression. It's, Jesus Christ, 2,000 years ago, and you're still trying to live by this book, which most of you can't even comprehend? That's insane. Religion keeps you locked. It prevents you from opening your mind. It prevents you from seeing the world the way it is. You can still believe in God and not religion. You could be an adult and believe in Santa if you want. Go ahead. It's not going to kill you. You're not going to go to hell if you just decide, you know what, this religion is stupid and it's making me a racist piece of shit. Maybe I should do something different. You can still pray. I pray all the time. You can still believe in God. You can still believe in heaven and hell. You can believe in demonic forces. But you don't have to believe in religion. Religion was not written by God. Religion was not even written, Christianity was not even written by Jesus. It was written 100 years after the days of Jesus. And they're just stories written by men who weren't there. They're fucking fairy tales. It's like reading a Harry Potter book. Magic and fucking fairy dust and fucking superpowers and shit, like Moses parted the ocean just because he said God. Move all that water. 10 Commandments went up to the top of this hill or mountain or whatever the fuck. With nobody around, came back down with tablets with 10 Commandments on it and said, God said this is what we must do. You don't think it was good to maybe take a fucking witness for that? Like, that's what I mean. Like, the stories y'all believe are absurd. Noah's Ark. One man without power tools built a ship the size of a fucking cruise liner. Like, imagine Disney Cruise built by a drunk guy with no power tools. And then God sent 2 of each animal to be on this boat for 40 days and 40 nights. Like, give me a break. How do y'all believe that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think, okay, so there was chickens, and then there was animals on there that ate. So, like, did the animals all behave? What did you feed the animals? You had all the animals in the world, and you had food for every one of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a religious rant or an anti-religious rant. But like I said, I'm tired because that's what they're using to justify all this behavior. The Bible. Jesus was a hippie. Dude, Jesus would probably come to my house, sit down, and smoke some weed with me. You know what I mean? If Jesus were alive today, he would be a democratic socialist, and you guys would probably crucify him. Let's be honest. If Jesus came down today, who do you think would crucify him first? Probably Trump supporters, because they would think, oh, that can't be Jesus. Oh, that's a false idol, even though they're currently following a false idol. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Jesus would have been cool as shit to hang out with. Feeding the homeless, man, or feeding the poor, healing the sick, putting clothes on people's backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have been a dope-ass dude to hang out with. You guys would be the first people to crucify him because he is woke. Jesus was woke. Right? He was a long-hair hippie. That's what he was. Walk around talking about peace and shit. Like, that's what stoners do. Be like, yeah, man, we shouldn't be doing violence, man. You know what I mean? Here, you know, let me give you some food, man. Like, that's stoner shit. Why am I talking about Jesus being a stoner? Anyway. He said you only smoked weed, but this crap is way too strong. Yeah, I do edibles. I love eating my weed. It's the way to go. It's healthy for you. Actually detoxifies your liver, which is very good. Anyway, yeah, talking about Jesus and weed. That was a way off topic way to end the show. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for letting me come on here and scream for an hour and a half. I had to get this out. I was so angry before I started the show, and honestly, I feel a lot better. And it's all thanks to you guys. Like, if it wasn't for you guys coming on here and interacting with me, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this. I would probably be in a nut house by now because I would have gone crazy with all the anger I have inside of me. So this is almost therapeutic for me. It's cathartic for me. I love coming on here and being able to talk to you guys and just vent. And you guys get it. You guys get it. You know what I mean? Fontucky. Of course, the one with the weed leaf in their picture. This conversation went way off the rails. I love you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Mike and I have an amazing show lined up for you tomorrow at 2 p.m. James and I will be on Monday at 9. And then Mike and I are back for our Tuesday night show at 9 p.m. as well. Again, we'll be in New York City on the 18th, which is 2 weeks from today, actually. 2 weeks from today. Could use your help just covering some of the travel expenses. Luckily, Mike lives in Long Island. So I crash at his house. He has some really comfortable bean bags that I sleep on. And then we take the train over. But the train is expensive, tolls, food, gas, all that stuff. And I like to cover Mike's expenses too. Taking his time away from his wife and shit. So I usually like to help at least feed him and stuff. It's the least I could do. Anyway, I love you guys. If you'd like to donate, the link tree is in my bio. It's also on the description of this video. I believe I put the new GoFundMe, which is only for a few $100. It's at the top. Also, don't forget, we have merch now. We have Make Antifa Great Again merch with the original OG 1930s, 1940s anti-fascist logo from Europe. I should be getting mine. I ordered samples, so I should be getting mine and Mike's here soon. So I'll show it to you guys when I get it. But if you're interested in any of the merch that we have, I really don't usually push merch, but I'm really proud of this one. You can check that out as well. Also in the link tree or on YouTube, our stores on YouTube. So I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Have a good night. Stay out of trouble.